What's up, YouTube? This is Barnon11970, and as always, I thank you for watching my video. Alright, guys, I actually thought I wasn't going to be making any more Bitcoin videos, but obviously there needs to be some more of these to be placed out there. Now, for some of those who leave such angry comments, you're only proving my point when I talk about how it seems to be the people in the Bitcoin community tend to be very emotional when it comes to what they are putting their money in. Now, like I've said, and, I'm not calling it garbage, I'm not saying it's stupid, I'm not saying people who invest in it are retarded or dumb. I get the reason why people are trying to invest in an alternative currency. Now, notice I speak even-keeled. I'm not trying to attack anyone that purchases Bitcoins. I'm trying to help them. Now, I find it funny that a day after I make a video about how I tell people that they should sell their Bitcoins because I sense a crash coming, or a potential crash coming, the very next day, it drops 23%. Now, this is where I find it kind of ironically funny, because it seems that people will justify everything. Now, a couple of comments, beginning early comments on some of the other Bitcoin videos I made, people were saying, well, Bitcoins are, encrypted, and they are hack-proof, and they are 100% safe. Well, somebody today made a comment, a couple of people actually, said about this whole, the dip or crash or whatever you want to call it, 23% is quite a big drop. They said that it was a flash crash, which was adjusted and fixed, and nobody lost anything. Well, to me, does that sound safe? Do you think you want to trust that stuff? Because I have been talking about gold and silver, fiscal gold and silver since basically the beginning of 2011. And if you see silver drop 2 or 3%, you should see the comments and emails I will get from people saying, oh, silver's done, and you're going to lose all your money, and it's going to go to zero, blah, blah, blah. But yet today, Bitcoins dropped 23%, and the people in Bitcoins who are, I guess, in it or love it for some reason to no end, are justifying it by saying, oh, well, it was corrected. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Back in 2011, there was another flash crash of somebody hacking into Bitcoins, and it went from $30 down to 1 penny. So, does this sound secure to you? It doesn't to me. So, like I said, I understand why people want to have an alternative currency. They want to defeat the Federal Reserve. Now, one thing people don't want to seem to understand is, let's just say, for argument's sake, that Bitcoins do extremely well, and they become popular, and people start trusting in them. Well, since there is no government regulation of them, well then, can't anybody create their own digital currency? I mean, who's to stop somebody from making e-coins, or digicoins, or bytecoins, or cybercoins? It's almost like in the beginning of the, before the American Revolution, well, I'm sorry, after the American Revolution, colonies were making their own currency. The states, even different parts of the states, they were making their own currencies. And it got so difficult that eventually the government had to take it over and start creating a currency that was backed by the United States of America. This is before the Federal Reserve took over our currency. So, how soon do we forget history? That right after the American Revolution, when we had our own country, each individual state started making their own paper and coin currencies, to the point where if you traveled from state to state, it was almost like going from country to country. You had to exchange your coins or your paper dollars, and it got very confusing. So who's to say that won't happen here? Because there is no regulation, so you can't have a monopoly last time I checked. So who's to say a whole bunch of other different digital coin programs start appearing? Now also, people were really adamant on letting me know that Bitcoins can be divided. Now, I didn't know about that because, to be honest, I don't invest in Bitcoins, and I don't care about them enough to research them. I don't have to research a pile of dog crap to know that I shouldn't use it as shampoo, soap, or eat it as a breakfast cereal. So, for me, to research something I have no interest in because it is a digital fiat currency, doesn't matter to me. But here, you're actually proving my point even further about Max Kaiser, because if you saw Max Kaiser's interview with Alex Jones the other day, and I don't watch Alex Jones. The only reason I even know about this is because one of my subscribers sent me a link on it, and I checked it out, is that Max Kaiser, one of his reasons for investing in Bitcoins, because he loves being a Bitcoin millionaire, as he brags about, is he made a statement saying there will only be 21 million Bitcoins ever created. So what he was suggesting there, if you actually listen to what he says, is he's trying to convince people of how rare it is. That it's not going to be something like the Federal Reserve that will print to infinity. But yet, now people have made the argument, and I'm actually glad they did this, because it actually proves my point even further, that they said that you can divide it down to like 0.000000008. Well, then I guess it's a lot more than 21 million then if you divide it into the fractions, isn't it? So it's not as rare as Max Kaiser tries to lead people to believe. So this is another tactic to get people to base things on emotion. It is also another divide and conquer. So instead of us actually trying to fight the system and uniting by choosing one thing that actually has been proven throughout history to work, which is gold and silver, now we have some people going to a digital currency, some people talking about dollars, some people going into stocks, and it's another divide and conquer tactic. So while we're all fighting, which is utterly ridiculous, people like Max Kaiser and others who promote these things that they purchased several of are going to be laughing all the way to the bank with your money. So if you want to really get us that emotionally attached to something with Bitcoins and not really see the logic of how you're going to eventually be screwed over, that is fine, because like they say, a fool and their money is soon parted. So it's very easy to get angry at me because I'm on a computer. You could type words anonymously at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can hit a thumbs down because you're emotionally hurt. That's fine. I am sticking with physical gold and silver because, you know what? They can't hack my physical coins. They can hack, obviously, these supposedly guaranteed safe Bitcoins. Doesn't seem too safe to me. So good luck with that. Hate the messenger all you want, or realize that you're being bamboozled by people who are making millions of dollars off of your emotion. So unless you are one of those Bitcoin millionaires right now, why are you so emotionally involved in it? Trust me, cash out while you can, buy physical gold and silver, and you will be happier in the long run, because I guarantee you, 10 years from now, there will either be no such thing as Bitcoins, or there will be 30 or 40 competing e-coins all trying to basically take your money. So if that's what you want to get yourself into, be careful what you wish for. You may get it. All right, guys? And remember, people don't seem to understand that things like, for example, silver are used in the world. It's not just a coin. It's used in jewelry. It's used in solar panels. It's used in electrical equipment, like your cell phones, your iPads, the very computer you're watching this on. What are you using these Bitcoins for? Because I guarantee you, if you walked out in the street and asked some store, do they accept Bitcoins, they will look at you like you have 12 heads. But if I say to somebody, I have gold, they will know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I can't wait to see the hateful comments and the angry comments. If you want to get angry at me because I'm trying to warn you about something, that's absolutely fine. But, you know, it gives me more reason to say I told you so if and when it does happen. So if you want to stick with a digital currency that is not going to be regulated and can be obviously hacked into the system, which it's not as protected as you say, continue to go with it and have a great time. I make no money whether you succeed or not. So my advice is to help you. If you think it's here to attack your precious Bitcoins, well, that's your decision. All right, guys? Keep stacking your physical gold and silver. Stay away from the digital currencies. And stay away from people like Max Kaiser. There's an old saying, and I learned this because of him with the crash JP Morgan and the guaranteed that it would be successful if you bought silver, which he started selling, by the way, is fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Thanks for watching. Peace.